Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So an update was just dropped and I'm gonna review some of the balance changes. Before that, regarding the channel, as always I'm gonna finish the current campaign in the next videos, and I wanna, as soon as I have some time, wanna make a little bit of a different video where I talk a little bit about the channel, because it's been a year, so 1 year of the channel. And of course, as some of you saw, there was the mission of the Imperial Feast in the store. I bought it, so let's see if it works. I'm gonna experiment around it. If something comes out, I'm gonna make a video about it. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the Legio Custodes balance changes. So, the only warlord to be changed was the Vetranio Shapura. It was changed instead of gaining frontline. Now he has a permanent battle honor to draw a card, which is really good, especially in Custodes. There's nothing bad to say about it. And with shield you can cheesy out a little bit. Of course, it doesn't anymore gain frontline, but it was a fine warlord. Like, it was fun to play. It wasn't competitive or anything, but that's just the way passive warlord are in this game. It's not that they're bad, they don't work, because they can be fun, so there was a list that. But the way it is now, it's probably better. You can't, you need to switch around the way it's played, but it's a really simple change, like the one gain, how it was, get an extra card when the match starts. They are just there's those buffs that cannot be bad in any situation, like when it's better to draw a card with one alone, or basically never. The Imperial Bureaucrat, now instead of having Relentless as a resolution, a pretty good buff, so at least you get some value out of playing, especially now that you can play him beyond the front line, like he was played in some of Vetranio's deck. Then Imperial Emissary got the cost reduction by 1, so now you get some value out of his ability. Before, it was basically just draw. If it was a draw card for 0, would be the same. Now you get some value in the turn you play it. I mean, in the turn you use it. You don't waste too much energy. Diocleton squad now has one more point of attack, which it makes sense to be a little bit more overstated. His gimmick, of course, is rally. If you have no other troops, gain +1/+1, so becomes a 5/5. But the main gimmick of all the Custodes card is to be overstated, so having him what he was before, just a 3/4 was too little of a card. The next one is the Neron squad got also one more point of attack, and with 5 they get, as I said, more in the line of Custodes, being their gimmick being overstated. Nothing bad to say there. Welt squad got one more point health, and his ability cost reduced by 1. That's there's nothing bad to say about it. It's still a card that I don't know if it's gonna be see too much play, but it's a little bit better than it was before. FRI squad got one more point of health. That's also pretty good, nothing bad to say. They just made a bunch of more consistent buff that are really simple. Giving him one more point of attack. You can't say anything bad about it. They also buffed the Emperor's Gift. One more point of health, so it doesn't die to a fucking crack grenade. And the ability cost is reduced to 1. The Astolon got a +1/+1, so more started. Their stats are more aligned to their cost. Before it was a little bit too weak for Custodes. Tribune got a +1/+1, and now the Battle Honor is draw a card instead of can attack end. The one that he had before him wasn't bad, because with Fear Strike you basically clear the board and then attack your opponent. But at least for me, it was a little bit hard to use, because you need to be ahead on the board and play this card. Otherwise, the turn that you play him, it does nothing. Now, it doesn't clear the board anymore, which is bad, but drawing a card, it's really good. Then, what do we have? So, for the tactics, let's see. Unless I missed something, sorry, I didn't the patch note on the side. Not find the card, see if it pops up later. So, Precision Shield got the cost lowered by 2, which makes sense. I don't know when I talk about it, but I remember saying it, that for energy was way too much for a card like this. 3 will be fine, it will be okay. With 2, you can see some more maybe meta play, maybe. It still doesn't cycle, so which is usually the big thing about cheap tactics. But giving shield a +2 is really good. Let's see the next one. Only in death. Destroy a friendly troop and a random enemy troop. If your troop was a custode, add that element, not your deck. Isn't this the same? Or am I crazy? It's better. It's end, not deck, sorry. I misread it in view because the text look all the same, so my bad. Benediction of the Emperor. Now instead of healing 5 gives survivor 3, and usually survivor is always better than healing. Now it's less 3 is less of 5, of course, but it's probably more worth it, especially for your troops, because the heal 5 it's nice for your warlord, but kinda hard to apply on your troops. It's less inconsistent. Instead, survivor, unless you stack more than you need, it's always good. Now I need to find Shield of Imperium. Which one it is? It's this one. Yes, it's a resolution. Maybe before it was relentless. I don't know. Nobody has ever played this card. It's still bad. It doesn't like now. At least it draws you a card when you play it, but 10 energy A12 does nothing. Doesn't have front line. This card is useless. It's fine only for basically people playing the very low rank. The Emperor Children, Lucius cost 35 health. I don't know why he only had 30 being a epic warlord before. Maybe he was too good in some of the meta. Who knows? I don't play him, so I have no idea. Joseph of Lanesh, now they're requiring lowering by 10 to 8. So I guess this is, I mean, for sure is a buff. Friendly starter with damage in combat. It doesn't say that they have to survive, so I'm not sure how this interaction works. I never saw it, and that's because fortunately the mission are not already available. Like yesterday was the first time I saw one in the store. Otherwise, you can craft them in this game. You can only buy stuff from the store, and even if you open crate, you are not assured to find a mission, no matter how many you open. Even if legendary is guaranteed after, I think around 30, but you can also draw duplicates, so it's bad finding, man. It's a bad. And the reward from the quest, so this is faster. It also gives +1 to your warlord. Nothing bad to say. Why not? The Raven Guard. The warlord now is changed. It does. It still gives sentence 1 to the enemy warlord, but instead, if it's a target troop, it deals 1 damage to it. Now, this is both a buff and a nerf. Like dealing 1 damage to a troop for 2 energy, it's really bad, but it's better than nothing. Because if you can chain it with something, you couldn't do nothing to enemy troops. Like really, as I said when I reviewed this card, it's really consistent to give sentenced with your warlord to enemy troops, but if you don't have a follow-up, it does nothing. I guess here they nerfed it because it was too good, and I see him be really good as a warlord even if I didn't play it, so that's probably why they nerfed it. They nerfed the ability, but it's not completely useless. Now, where it is? There it is. What does it say? Remove your rally effect. Yeah, it doesn't no longer gain stealth for 1 tour. I can see why that was really good. Let's see. Next one are the warp bears. So Logger Whisper, it's not here. It's down, down, down. Wow, how many fucking cards I have. So now it only costs 16, but you only get a -2 for each friendly demon in play. So a little bit of a balancing. It was a Whispers that it's really easy to burst out, not like consistently get, but if your opponent is playing a lot of small troops with how is it called? Destiny hand, like you can get easily a top a board with a bunch of chaos spawns, and in the your whispers lowered by 4 for each one really make it cheap and easy to play. So now it's a little bit less punishing against warlord that play a lot of small troops. I remember when playing Luther, Logger was the perfect counter to Luther when they buffed Luther, which was really strong. Next one is Chosen from the God. Is the quest? Probably. From the top, destroy another friendly top. Now the cost is reduced from 5 to 4. And I can see why that's a really hard thing to trigger, because they got some troops that do that in the even a tactic. Wait, it's a troop or friendly troop? Destroy another friendly troop? Yep. So the tactic doesn't work. It was my bad. Maybe I said it worked even back in the day, but misread it. So yeah, that's it doesn't seem hard to do, but it actually is, because you need a top on the board and you need something else that kills it. Sometimes losing that value, it's not worth it. Iron Hand. So the quest got a buff now. Deal damage to enemy with Iron Hand vehicle 6 times, before it was 8. And I can see why they reduced that. It's something that's quite a little hard to do with. They got some smaller one with the new expansion, but still the one that are gonna hit your opponent, as you can see, are all towards the late game, so really hard to trigger. Then the quest now is your warlord gains your vehicle cost 3 less. I genuinely don't remember what it was before. If memory doesn't betray me, it was relentless. Create a vehicle in your Iron Warrior, non-Iron Warrior, Iron Hand's vehicle in your hand with the cost cheapened. But I don't know, I might be wrong. I generally don't remember what it was. Now, vehicle cost less, considering how they cost, it's pretty good. Like something like this costing 3. It does something. I don't know if it will be good, but it doesn't look bad at least. Salamanders. Nomus no longer gains +1 attack when you play a teaching. And I can see that's why it's good, because as you saw, if you saw my Salamander campaign, that stacks. The more teaching you play, the more his attacks goes up. So you can make him hit really hard. Now he only gains frontline, which is nice when you get your troops to be protector. So for example, where is him? You wanna keep him on the board until he's useful. So it's not a terrible nerf, but maybe now you wanna put him medium initiative. Having low initiative might be too harsh, but who knows? We'll see. Mechanical. Scoria. They return this card for what it was before. I guess dealing 1 damage on 5 times was too good, I don't know. I didn't have the time to play around with him, so it is what it is. I'm actually fine when they go back on their steps. And the rest are so where it is. Come on. Why doesn't magnify it? Come on, game. It's a little bit slow. Crucial choice, and Kaizulei no longer give you a mission as an option, which is both good or bad. And of course, getting a mission in the late game is bad, and some of them you can't trigger. So overall, it's probably a change for the best. And no, I'm not gonna pick it up. Barricade got changed from being an Imperial Army to being an Iron Warriors. I genuinely don't know why they put it in the Imperial Army to begin with, considering that it always was a Iron Warrior card. Like, I'm pretty sure not in the Imperium can produce Barricade. Basically, it's only the Iron Warrior. So why was there to begin with? I don't know. But for now, that is. Wait, there's a little more note for a card that is broken. So Folly Plan has had a problem of not working, And now still, as I can read, it has still a problem where sometimes it does before the 5 damage before jamming the troop. So that's that. This card is still broken. They say they need more time to fix it. Which is sad, and this is a nice card in some Alpha Legion deck, or maybe even other deck. But it also it's basically the first counter instead of just jamming in general for the buffing of the Dark Angels. And so it's healthy for the player to have this option. Makes the environment a little more viable. If the Dark Angel become too good on the meta, you play this card when they fix it. Well, after this one, we are totally at the end of the video. I'm gonna see you in the next one, and until then, Zuzu out.